This is video 2 for the ANCOVA assignment for Psych 642. In this video, I will be introducing the research topic for this assignment, discuss the rationale for using an ANCOVA to answer this research question, and then give a brief introduction to the data set and variables that I'll be working with in some of the later videos. So the research topic for this assignment that I'll be using is looking at the outcome variable of depression scores on a depression measure, looking at the independent variable of sexual orientation, specifically the three groups of heterosexual, homosexual, and bisexual, with a covariate of family income. So the question that I will be looking to answer is whether sexual orientation has an effect on depression scores when controlling for family income. Recent literature has suggested that those with individuals from sexual minority groups have increased incidence of mental illness, as well as those with from lower socioeconomic status and lower family income backgrounds also have a higher incidence of mental illness. So specifically for this study, I want to look at the effect of sexual orientation. And because family income and socioeconomic status can also have an effect on the outcome variable of depression, I want to control for that so that I can look more specifically at the effects of sexual orientation. My hypotheses are that there will be a difference in depression scores between heterosexuals and those from sexual minority groups, both bisexual individuals and homosexual individuals, and that there will also be a difference in depression scores between groups of homosexual individuals and bisexual individuals, because there's also recent literature that indicates that due to some special factors of being bisexual, bisexual individuals also have a greater incidence of mental illness compared to other sexual minority groups. So the reason that I'll be using the ANCOVA for this test is that I want to look at the potential effects of whether or not there's a difference in depression scores based on the categorical predictor variable of sexual orientation, while specifically controlling for family income, which in this case will be the continuous covariate variable. And then the continuum outcome variable will be the depression score. So all three of the data requirements for the ANCOVA are met in what I'm looking at in order to answer this research question. So now let's take a look at the data set that I'll be using for this assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and import the data set into R. So if we look at this window here in the upper left of RStudio, you can see that I have the three different variables in three different columns. Sexual orientation is broken down into three different groups, with one being heterosexual, two being homosexual, and three being bisexual. You can see that the depression scores for each are listed in the second column, followed by family income of each individual as well. So in the next few videos, I'll be walking through the statistical analysis in a step-by-step fashion. I'm starting pretty much from this point going forward, and then walking through the output and the creation of an explanation of the findings. So in this video, I have introduced you to the research topic, as well as the rationale for why we're going to be using an ANCOVA, and how our data that we see in this data set specifically meets the data requirements for the ANCOVA.